shot a man last week. In the back. I miss him now, it was really interesting. Still, I'm not going to get depressed about it. You have to look to the future. To have something like that under your belt can be really quite useful. You never know when you may get called on to repeat the experience. It wasn't in the line of duty. I wasn't a policewoman or someone who takes violence in their stride. It was harpoon gun, actually. But it definitely wasn't an accident. My decision to kill was arrived at only after a visible tussle with my conscience. I had to make it plain that once I pulled the trigger, things were never going to be the same again. This was a woman at the crossroads. It wasn't that TV show Crossroads, of course. They don't shoot people in that. At any rate, not with harpoon guns. I suppose if anyone did get shot, it would have to be with a weapon more suited to the motel ambience. I've been in Crossroads though, actually. I was in an episode once involving a fork lunch. At least I was told it was a fork lunch. The script said it was a finger buffet. I said to Rex, the floor manager, I said, Rex, are you on cans? Because I'd like some direction at this point. Are we toying? Or are we tucking in? He said, forget it, we're losing the food anyway. I was playing a woman in a mush-wash coat, a guest at a wedding reception. And I was just scheduled to be in that one episode. However, in my performance, I tried to suggest that I'd taken a fancy to the motel, in the hope that I might catch the director's eye, and he'd have me stay on after the fork lunch for the following episode, which involved a full-blown weekend. So I acted an interest in soft furnishings, running my fingers over the formica and admiring the carpet on the wall. Only Rex comes over and says that they put me in the mush-wash coat to suggest I was a sophisticated woman. Could I try and look more at home in a 3-star motel? I wasn't at home in that sort of motel, I can tell you. I said to the man who I'd been put next to, who I took to be my husband, I said, curtains in orange nylon and no placemats. There's not even a veneer of civilization. He said, don't talk to me about orange nylon. I was on a jury last week that sentenced Richard Attenborough to death. We'd been told to indulge in simulating cocktail chit-chat, so we weren't being unprofessional, talking. I mean, that is something I pride myself on, actually. I am a professional to my fingertips. Whatever it is I'm doing, even if it's just a walk-on, I must get involved, right up to the hill. I can't help it. People who know me tell me I'm a very serious person, only a smart. I never seem to get to do any serious parts. The sort of parts I get often tend to be fun-loving girls who take life as it comes and aren't afraid to have a good time should the opportunity arise type of thing. I'd call them vivacious if that didn't carry overtones of the outdoor life. In a nutshell, I play the type of girl who's very much at home on a bar stool and seldom has to light her own cigarette. But you see, that can be more different from me. Because for a start, I'm not a smoker. I mean, I can smoke if the part requires it. I'm a professional. You have to have as many strings to your bow as you can in this game, but having said that, I'm not a natural smoker. And what's more, I often surprise my friends by not being much of a party goer either. I'd rather curl up with a good book, quite frankly. However, this particular party, I made an exception. Thing was, I met this ex-graphic designer who was quitting the rat race and going up to Zimbabwe. And he was having a bit of a farewell do in a flat of an air hostess friend of his in Mitcham. Would I go? I thought, well, it's not every day someone goes off to Zimbabwe, so I said yes. And I'm glad I did, because that's how I got the audition. Now, my hobby is people. I collect people. So when I saw this interesting looking man in the corner, I found myself chatting to him. I said, you look an interesting person. I'm interested in interesting people. Hello. He said, hello. I said, what do you do then? He said, well, I'm in films actually. I said, oh, films. That's interesting. Anything in the pipeline? He said, well, as a matter of fact, yes. And he starts telling me about this project he's involved in, making videos for the overseas market, targeted chiefly in West Germany. I said, are you the producer? He said, no, but I'm on the production side. The name's Spud. I said, oh, Spud. That's an interesting name. Mine's Leslie. He said, well, Leslie, we've got a bit of a problem at the moment. Our main girls had to drop out because of that acting. Are you an actress? I said, well, Spud, interesting that you should ask because, as a matter of fact, I am. He said, will you excuse me for just one moment, Leslie? I said, why, Spud? Where are you going? He said, I'm going to go away, Leslie, and I'm going to make one phone call. Turns out the producer's seen possible replacements the very next day in West London. Spud said, it's interesting because I'm based in Ealing. I said, oh, is that West London? He said, it is. Where's your stamping ground? I said, oh, Bromley for my sins. He said, oh, that's a farish cry. Why not bed down at my place? I said, thank you, kind sir, but I didn't fall off the Christmas tree yesterday. He said, Leslie, I have a son studying hotel management and a daughter with one kidney. Besides, I've got my sister-in-law staying with me. She's come up with the Ideal Home exhibition. Penny began to drop when I saw the tattoos. My experience of tattoos is that they are generally confined to the lower echelons. When I saw the vest with the electrician written all over it, never even saw the sister-in-law. Still traipsing around the Ideal Home exhibition, probably.